From the nation's prettiest racetrack, racing's wildest triple header. It's the Winston Classic today, live on TNN Motorsports from the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains. Late model stocks, modifieds, and today on TNN, the Busch Grand National Stock Cars in their third to last race of 1992. Jeff Gordon last week broke the Busch Series single season money earning record. His $72,000 at Charlotte pushed his season winnings to $349,000. The old record held by Robbie Moroso included postseason point money. Gordon hasn't even got to that yet, and already he's the series' biggest one-year money winner.
You know, they're probably saying, why doesn't this guy get out of the way and let the lead car go on by? Well, he's trying to get back in the same lap, and he's not really holding the leader up at this time.
No, that's Tommy Ellis, the 12 car buddy, speaking of, just ahead of Chuck Bound, number 63. Still, that's got to make Chuck. Oh, here's Gordon. Battle for the lead. And a car in the wall, number 62, Robbie Stanley. But we're still green. Gordon has the lead. You saw the Stanley car, and now the caution flag at lap 67.
And Ricky said, yeah, along with everything else.
Green flag. Jeff Gordon is the man on the point. Chuck Bound's car is on the right. It is not coming up to speed. And around goes Tommy Ellis. Joe Nemechek just misses him as you watch Jim Bound spinning at turn 4. Along with Nathan Butke. And yes, the 9th caution flag will fly here. There was another spin down in turns 1 and 2. Presley may have gotten a lap back from Jeff Gordon.
He did definitely get one back. Of course, he's got several to go yet, but he got one of his laps back.
So on the restart, 2 spins. 98 Jim Bound and 62 Nathan Butke in turn 4, and Tommy Ellis in turn 1. Chuck Bound did not come up to speed on that last restart. Glenn?
Misery follows me wherever I go. He does not have a clutch, has not had the clutch ever since the race started. It'll be a long day for him, too. We're underway again.
Tommy Ellis puts Jeff Gordon up and into the fence.
Man, what horrible luck. Mike Wallace says, what great luck. He's leading now.
Paybacks are hell. Back to the flag. Mike Wallace will lead this race.
I see NASCAR is looking over it too. I don't know whether they like that little move or not.
We'll have to see it again. But there was some feeling evidently down in the track and here in the stands that Gordon might have helped Tommy Ellis around on that last restart. Let's have a look at this one. Down into turn number 1 they go.
Yeah, that was just a little bit of contact, it looked like. Don't take much here, folks.
Nope.
Not a happy camper there either.
Jeff Gordon goes from first to worst in the running order here.
Jeff down pit road. I guess they got to beat on that left side a little bit. He got it caved in.
We mentioned this is a triple header. Earlier today, Joe Gaeta of Yorktown, Virginia, punted Jay Fogelman out of the lead with 3 laps to go to win the late model stock car 100 lapper. And later on this afternoon, Jan Lady will start on the pole opposite Satch Worley, New York versus Virginia in the NASCAR modified, Winston modified tour portion of this event. Point leader Jeff Fuller will start 3rd, Jamie Tomeno 4th.
They're black flagging somebody here.
Tommy Ellis.
Well, that tells you what NASCAR thought of that.
79 laps complete. There's Tommy Ellis in the penalty box, which we haven't seen much of this year by NASCAR, but gosh, 10 caution flags into this race.
I just wonder if they're going to put him at the back of the field or hold him for a full lap.
We'll see. No. Glenn?
Well, Jeff Gordon just pulled away. He came back in to get left side tires. He had to change 2 tires the first time, then 2 the next time, because you just can't get them all 4 done in 1 lap. These guys are really upset down here. They've been pointing their fingers and shaking their fists at the car number 12, Tommy Ellis. They think that, in fact, they've had several conversations with NASCAR officials demanding that Ellis be brought in. NASCAR has brought him in, not because of demands, but because of the repay on the racetrack. NASCAR's policy has always been let them take care of paybacks, but that wasn't the case today. Tommy Ellis took it in his own hands.
Tommy Ellis has parked his car, and we are back to green.
Well, Mike, I'm standing by with a understandably upset Tommy Ellis. Tommy, give us your version of what happened.
Well, Innkeeper Chevrolet was one of the best cars here. I had a problem early. I had to come in the pits and fix it. We lost 2 laps. I got my lap back clean. We running some oil down here. Jeff got back by me. And then I jumped by him on the outside. I gave him the whole inside and turned me around. Then when I got back up beside him again, all I wanted to do was get my lap back. I really wasn't upset. He run into me. So then I run back into him, just rubbed him up. All I wanted to do was get my laps back because we still had a shot. So I started back by him. As soon as he gets by me, I drop in behind him. The minute I drop in behind me, if you show it on the picture, you'll see he puts the brakes on me. When he puts the brakes on me, then yeah, I did. I spun him out. But I don't care who it is in this division. You know, that just ain't the way it's supposed to be done. If it's okay for one person, it's going to have to be okay for somebody else. You know, this deal is just too bad. It's okay for some folks and it ain't for others.
Well, that's the story from Tommy Ellis.
Now, we showed you the second incident he referred to. We did not show you the first, wherein he was trying to get his lap back and he and Gordon made contact and Ellis spun on the caution flag previous.
You know, one thing, I have to stand up for Tommy just a little bit there. I mean, right's right and wrong's wrong, but if he put the brakes on him, he got what he deserved there. And I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. I like Jeff Gordon as much as anybody does, but a guy slams the brakes on and you're behind him trying to get your lap back, he got his medicine.
For today's AC Delco 200, you're looking at the front row. Jeff Gordon on the pole, broke Sam Ard's record with his 11th of the season. Ward Burton won the race here back in February. But as he's been for much of the season, starting from the pole and on the point, Jeff Gordon jumps out with the lead. That's Keith Simmons Ford V6, putting Gordon out front quickly. Ward Burton is right with him. Good, clean, smooth start among all 41 cars. You added up all the couldas, wouldas, and shouldas that Jeff Gordon had this year. We wouldn't be talking about a point chase right now, would we?
No, I tell you what, this kid is something. Everybody said when he goes to Winston Cup next year, he'll be on the shelf for a couple of years. I don't buy that. I think he's going to be a major contender right away.
But he might be on the shelf, but it could be the top shelf. He's been doing a lot of testing, and he's ran exceptionally well in all his tests for Hendrick, so he could be a factor right off the bat.
Jeff Gordon in a Ford, and Ford has won only one of 18 Busch Grand National races here. Martin did it driving for Bill Davis, Jeff Gordon's car owner. Let's check in with Steve Evans.
Well, you know, guys, it's so loud down here. We often communicate with crew chiefs via hand signals, and that man, Bill Davis, the owner and crew chief on the Jeff Gordon #1 car, looked over at me and he put his hand out flat and then turned the heel of the hand to the right. And that's the universal signal, the car is loose. He is not letting Martin stay out front because he wants to. He doesn't have that much of a race car underneath him. They already have the ratchet and the extension ready to make an adjustment to that chassis, and they have right side tires ready to go on if and when they get a yellow.
Bobby Labonte will come to pit lane. Todd Bodine is in. Chuck Bound, Dale Earnhardt, Terry Labonte, 60 crew working, and the Bill Davis crew.
We saw Mark Martin breaking some wedge in that car. Not only was the one car a little concerned, Mark Martin made some big chassis.
All day, I hope you end up with the last car on the last pit stop.
He's real content.
Harry Gant dropping a spot to Jeff Gordon. And up front, Mark Martin has taken the lead from Darrell Waltrip.
I tell you what, he's checked out.
Be ready for next year.
Yeah, right. Watching, leaving here for Hickory. Bill Davis and crew.
It used to be the training grounds, and now it's the proving grounds.
Again. Tommy Houston was 21st, Richard Lassiter 22nd, Jeff Burton 23rd, 24th Andy Hillenberg, 25th Ricky Craven, 25th. On the Busch Grand National Circuit, in addition to battling each other, drivers have fought off the heat, the rain, the racetracks. But on this final day of the season, one of these three men will bank over $100,000 in season-ending bonuses and be declared the 1992 NASCAR Busch Grand National Champion. We'll be back to Hickory right after this. Jimmy Spencer will go off 21st. Dennis Setzer in another Bill Davis Ford is 22nd. Steve Grissom goes 23rd. From Mark Martin's car, you're looking at the front row. Jim Bound on the pole, totally unsponsored car, and a great story about the engine of that car we'll pass along in a bit. 300 laps to decide it all for 1992, and we're under green. It's going to be Gordon on the outside, getting a little better bite off at turn number 2. He leads by a car length. Bound lets him slip in. Here comes Mark Martin up the outside. Bound is second. Jim Bound, Chuck Bound, is right on his bumper. You're riding with Mark.
Well, what a shot, Neil. I'm telling you what, that was a little give and take going in the first corner there, and I think that was smart early in the race.
Yeah, Jeff Gordon, he was able to get in front, and Mark got hung outside and it backed him up a little bit.
Leader Jeff Gordon. There's a look at Jeff Gordon, the man who's won more poles and more money than anybody this season. He goes to Winston Cup next year, as perhaps will this man. That's the rumor. Bobby Labonte will also have a Cup ride and run for Rookie of the Year in 1993. Definitely Gordon and Kenny Wallace will. Well, last year it was these two drivers fighting for that championship, Labonte and Kenny Wallace. So a healthy degree of respect there. And they'll be racing each other next year. Trouble in 2, it is Jeff Gordon. He was all by himself, it appeared, went into 1, lost the back end of the car, and spun up into the fence. Does not look to be major damage, but it'll give us our second caution of the day at lap 48.
Buddy, you must have hit the nail on the head a while ago when you said he was loose, because he turned it around by himself.
The man who sat on the outside pole here has spun the car and brought out the second caution of the day. We're live at Hickory on TNN. We're under caution for the second time today. Jeff Gordon has taken on 2 tires and gone back on the racetrack. It was a harmless spin all by himself, and he's back on the speedway. Here's the way they're running. Labonte doing what he has to do to win this championship. He is out front early. That's a bit of a surprise. Chuck Bound, Mark Martin, Bobby Dotter. Good run so far. And Todd Bodine in 5th. Here's the rest of your top 10 with Nemechek in 7th spot.
One of the things that really cost Jeff Gordon on that deal was he didn't even hit the wall, but he got up there on the outside lane. It's no different than when you pull up to an intersection at the stop sign, you've got to wait till all the traffic goes by before you can go. He got caught out there. He had to wait for the pace car to come along, so he lost the lap sitting out there. It's going to be tough to get it back.
Lonnie Rush and the 72 of Tracy Leslie also making stops. Work finished on the Jeff Gordon car. He goes back out. Hermie Sadler driving for Jack Ingram today. Stop as well.
He stopped the lap before and put right sides on. And he came in. Jeff Gordon just came in and got left side, so he's on 4 brand new tires. If anybody can get a lap back, he should have a chance doing it now.
Let's go down to Glenn Jarrett.
We're standing by with Bill Davis, and Bill, the back end of the car just seemed to come around. Did he say what happened?
I think he and Mark got together. The thing so did. We're probably going to have to work on that. Here he is.
He's back now for another adjustment. They did change the left side tires last time in, so now they're going to work on the front end.
Gordon had fallen about 3 seconds behind Bobby Labonte at the time of that caution flag, and Labonte had built up a 2 1/4 second lead over Chuck Bound when we went to caution.
I don't doubt they wanted to work on that toe in that they were talking about, but you just don't have time on this size track.
If the race ended now, look at that. 1 point would decide this championship. Looking at Bobby Dotter, who'd like to move up on Mark Martin. Dotter, another unsponsored driver. Oh, around is Dennis Setzer and Tom Peck at turn 2. Caution. Dennis Setzer is in a second Bill Davis car. Teammate for this race to Jeff Gordon. There's a look at it, the Paramount Ford Montana Steakhouse car. It's his second Busch Grand National start. He ran at Charlotte in October of '91 in a backup ride. Qualified 5th, but fell from the race with engine trouble early on. He's in this is the car that Jeff won with at Charlotte. little more suited there than it is to Hickory.
You know, when you see a spin like this at Hickory, you don't really blame anybody because you're running in such close quarters, like you said a while ago. Just any little touch, you're almost in a circle all the way around the racetrack, and if they just barely touch, it spins both cars out.
That's what happened there with Dennis Setzer and Tom Peck. One lap will go racing behind the Oldsmobile safety car. Oh, Richard Lassiter just bammed into the, what was it, the 39 car as they were shuffling for position on the restart. Turned him around, but they got sorted out in line there.
Yeah, Bobby Labonte was right in the middle of that. He had to run down off the racetrack. Hopefully he didn't pick up anything in the tires because he had to get off the track.
Almost got whacked. That's Robert Huffman there that'll be right up with the leaders, and we're going to stay yellow here.
Labonte, you can tell his question in his car. He knew he had to get off the track and all.
He got damage to the right front corner of his car there.
Yeah. Dennis Setzer a little bit off the pace, and Tommy Sigmund, something may have been bent up on his car when he was shoved into Labonte by Lassiter there on the caution flag. Sigmund, or rather Huffman, Robert Huffman backing up as well.
That particular damage we saw should cause a push. If anything, it should take some spoiler away from the car. See how much higher he is up off the corner? We can see right there, Labonte's just not running the line he did before. We'll have to see what happens.
Dennis Setzer comes to pit road.
Where did they find that?
Jim Crabtree shot that and brought it to us.
Okay.
Jeff Gordon's pit.
They said earlier that they thought they'd damaged the toe end, and there's a tie rod. That boy there, he's cranking the tie rod. He's readjusting the set on it.
Glenn's there.
Well, as Bill said, and Bill Davis told us earlier, the toe end was messed up on the car. They hadn't had a chance, hadn't had a caution long enough to adjust it. That takes some time, so they've used this lengthy caution to bring the car in and to try to reset that toe end.
The Food Country car going past.
Boy, did you see Todd Bodine waving? The car got sideways and came up there. Bodine threw his hand up. Almost had a big chain reaction wreck right there while we were watching.
Yeah, Dennis Setzer got a little sideways, but gathered it back in. Tight pack of cars on the outside. Jeff Gordon, or rather Dennis Setzer. Kenny Wallace is right in the middle of that. Pulling up on Nemechek, left side of your screen, and Spencer. They are 4th and 5th. Kenny is a lap down. Wallace in 12th place unofficially right now.
Look at that, Neil. Dennis Setzer's on the outside, and Nemechek wanting to go, but what can he do? The racetrack's only accommodating 2 cars right now. Up, big spin, right?
And everybody's in it. Nemechek hard on the brakes. He gets by.
Yeah,
A lot of damage, though.
Spencer and Setzer. Then Steve Grissom trying to race back to the flag, piles into Chuck Bound. Both cars get through, and that's Dennis Setzer in the other Bill Davis car, rubbing everything on the rear end. 9th caution, lap 185, and Joe Nemechek has another close call.
No, he's got more than a close call. He's got a lot of front end damage on his car. Nemechek does.
Yeah, it looks like it might be something they're going to have to do a lot of work on. He just worked himself back up in position where he was still in contention for the lead for the championship, and now this is going to hurt him.
There's Nemechek's car, damage to the left rear and the right front corner.
I'm like you, buddy. What concern is his right front damage. We'll get a look at it. We'll try to tell what he's got.
Just push back in on the right front wheel there. You see right on the top of the wheel there, that's a big problem. They got to do some work on that.
Pit road not yet open. Glenn Jarrett is in Nemechek's pit waiting for that car to come in. We'll go to him then. And Spencer and Nemechek get together a little bit.
That was the case where Nemechek was shaking his car around to see what it felt like. Now Spencer's going to go up there and repay him.
Oh, man.
They're just beating and banging on each other on the caution.
Pit road will open this time around.
You know, when we go to super speedways, these things look like airplanes, aerodynamics. They come to here, they look like battleships. They just build them where they'll take a beating now when it comes to short track stuff.
Jimmy Spencer came up and gave Joe a shot under caution there. I guess he was angry about what happened. NASCAR official Steve Keith came over and told Joe's brother John that they were going to park Jimmy Spencer for that incident. So number 20 is going to be set down for the rest of the day. They got the fender off the tire. He appears to be okay. That car is battered and beaten, but it's still running. Bobby Labonte is still in. He's getting 4 tires. Good stop for him. They changed all 4 tires. As Neil had said, he had not changed any, so he's on fresh rubber the rest of the way. Only 113 laps left. It's Bobby Labonte's race.
Let's see if we can figure out what happened.
NASCAR
down there in the corner.
NASCAR just set a 5-lap penalty to the 20 car of Jimmy Spencer.
Looked like Spencer and the 4 car got together coming up off the corner. There goes Spencer down the inside. Look at Nemechek. He got into the rear of the car, did a lot of damage.
Let's see if somebody turned Dennis Setzer, though, to key that off. That's Kenny Wallace right behind Setzer. No? No? He and Jimmy Spencer were the cars involved.
Well, I see why Spencer was mad, but it was nothing Nemechek could do. He got sideways, and Nemechek hit him, and it started that reaction there. But still in all, he shouldn't be mad at Joe.
Look at this right here. 3, they're crawling all over each other. 3 abreast just banging through the middle of the field there. 4 cars smoking terrible on the inside.
191 laps complete. Let's show you another angle and show you how little time drivers have to react when something happens here.
Okay, you can just see him coming right now. And when this thing starts, you just see Jimmy Spencer going, look at this. Looks like the county fair and bumper car is through there.
They just ricocheted on each other all the way. They got to the front straightaway. There's the 4 car. That was the 4 car.
96 to go. Tommy Ellis. Oh, and Nemechek gets turned around off the front of Spencer's car.
Spencer's moving again.
Caution is out. But,
Nemechek's cars, I'm sorry, got going. He didn't lose a lap.
Man.
He may have thought he had Spencer cleared as he came down the racetrack.
More front end damage.
Not sure on that one. Spencer was not really quite up to speed. Tommy Houston had given Spencer a wrap. Let's have a look at it. And Nemechek might have thought he had him cleared here.
Really got together going in that first turn.
Nemechek got it right back in gear and got going again. And the black flag is out for Tommy Ellis. Or excuse me,
Spencer.
I'm so used to saying that.
Yep.
The black flag is out for Jimmy Spencer. Sorry, Tommy.
Yeah, we just had a man walk to the window here from NASCAR and say that's it, he's out.
Yeah, we're told he'll be given the thumb and that Spencer will be ejected from the race. Again, the drivers meeting. You know, anytime a championship gets close, they always tell the drivers, you got 3 guys out here running for the title, run your race, run to win. Try to give those guys a little room so they can battle for that championship themselves. And now in the pits, Nemechek, Grissom, Jeff Gordon, Tommy Ellis in relief of Robert Presley and Chuck Bound. Let's go to Glenn Jarrett.
Well, once again, we're in Joe Nemechek's pit, and I've tried to keep an open-minded view of this, but I was looking right at that incident. Spencer waited on him. He waited till Joe got beside him, and he turned right into him. They're working on the right front of the car right now. There doesn't appear to be too much damage that they can't repair. The car is in shambles. He's down in flames. But again, they had to change right side tires. It's just, it's been one of those kind of days for Joe Nemechek, but by gosh, they're still out there trying.
And Spencer got a bit of it there with the right front.
Spencer making a motion to the flagman there. There's a replay going down in the corner.
See, Tommy Houston gives Spencer the boot there.
Ooh. Boy, awful wide down in there. It's,
Yep.
you know, if they hadn't have had that confrontation of caution before, you might leave a little more gap in there for questioning. And I think NASCAR's call was probably because it was 2 times in a row those 2 cars got together. There's Spencer down the inside. NASCAR's holding him at the end of pit road. But they said they were going to park him, not penalize laps, so we just have to see what happens.
You know, if I was Nemechek's crew, I believe I'd bring him back in and work on that right front corner. That fender's torn in half, Neil. This may create a problem when he gets back up to full speed.
Well, he can afford to give away the track position and do that, buddy. Although Joe is the 5th, or right there, 6th place car. We're carrying 12 cars
He's
now on the
back in.
lead lap. He is pitting. Kenny Wallace and Dale Jarrett, a caution ago, did get back on the lead lap.
Here they are, they're back in there. Just like Buddy said, they've got enough damage. They need to, they're going to let him put tires on the car because he did spin. And, you know, no doubt probably flat spotted the tires. It's a bad thing to happen, but, you know, he said he was out of tires for 4. Now he's putting 4 on. So they gave him that option, I guess, to go with new tires since he did spin.
90 laps to go in the Busch Grand National Series season. All 3-point contenders still on the lead lap. Bobby Labonte in the lead of both the race and the point chase. They were about to restart this race. Jimmy Spencer tried to return to the racetrack, was denied that opportunity by the Busch Grand National officials. Glenn Jarrett is down in the Dick Moroso pit.
Well, Mike, Jimmy Spencer has climbed from the car. Jimmy, what's going on?
Well, you know, Glenn, I'll tell you something. We ran real well there and got bumped in the back. Got spun out, and I'll tell you something. I hated what happened there. Somebody let somebody come out of the pits there, and, you know, I don't know who I run into, but I sure as heck didn't mean it. But NASCAR thought it was my fault. They penalized me. My car owner decided to park the car, but, you know, Daly's first day people have been great to me all year long. I really think we had a shot at winning this race. Looking forward to next year.
Race leader Mark Martin, Jim Bound. NASCAR black flagging Robert Huffman.
There's Nemechek.
4 to go.
Nemechek getting up under Chuck Bound.
The race ended right now. Labonte would be the champion. Nemechek needs to gain 5 positions to win this title.
There he is. Nemechek's up under Chuck Bound trying to clear him, but the cars are stacked up on the inside. And we see a little shoving right there. We see Jeff Gordon get into look like GRISSOM car.
Kenny Wallace signaling 1 to go to the cars behind him. On the lead lap, Bobby Labonte, Mark Martin, Todd Bodine, Butch Miller, Kenny Wallace, Jim Bound, Mike Wallace, Dale Jarrett, Steve Grissom. Jeff Gordon is back on the lead lap, Chuck Bound, and Joe Nemechek. Ward Burton, Robert Huffman, and Bobby Dodd are out of the race, as was Jimmy Spencer and Tommy Sigmund. Dennis Setzer, Mike McLaughlin, Tommy Ellis, Ricky Craven, and Lonnie Rush Jr. all out of the race due to crash damage.